Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? I hope you guys are having a good time today. Huh? Yes. Well, on last week I did. I did a.
This is Bishop Monk. I always say.
Live on the women, Wonder Woman or Superman. I mean, Wonder Woman or CoverGirl or Wonder Woman. And so today, I have my husband. He's going to get on here with me today. Hey, Brandon. Hey, Relisa.
I was trying to.
He's on the phone right now, but we're going to get on this in just a second. I love you too, girl. Is everybody doing okay today? We are actually out of town. We're out of the state celebrating birthdays and anniversaries. And so we'll be back Saturday morning. Our anniversary is actually Saturday. We'll be celebrating 6 years. Yay! To God be the glory. Hello, Lady Martinez. Hey, LaShonda. To God be the glory. I'm glad that he's good.
Yeah, I have contacted him.
As soon as he gets off the phone, we're going to actually start this conversation. I want to just talk to the men. And thanks, cousin. Thank you. I want to talk to the men and encourage the men and see what the men have to say about being underdog or Superman. But the one thing that
that's what happened.
I know for sure is that many of us as women, we are looking and seeking and desiring a man who will not only love us but will protect and provide for us. So he's off the phone now. Say hi, honey.
What's going on, Pete?
So today we're going to talk. I'm going to get over here where he is. So today we're going to talk about being are you an underdog or Superman? So, honey, what would you say? What would you say you are?
It depends on the situation, whether you are considered an underdog or a Superman. You have to understand where the statement underdog originated from. In the early 1900s, dog fighting was a sport. Of course, we know it's outlawed now, and PETA and all animal rights activists don't like it, but that was a time that just like horse racing, dog fighting was a sport. Well, the term underdog came from when the dog who they felt like had less chance of winning would find themselves under the other dog. That's where underdog comes from. Now, of course, if you are a cartoon buff like me, you probably first heard it as Underdog, who had a girlfriend named Sweet Polly Purebred. Every time she would call or get in trouble, Underdog, who was a shoe-shine boy, that kind of correlates with one who looks like they're not going to win, will turn into underdog. But a Superman, I believe that is one who trains or one who has the expertise to be able to accomplish what he was designed for. So I think every man has had their times of being underdog. But watch this. This the great thing about an underdog is that when everybody bets against you, that's when you really become a Superman. Because if you got any type of pride, you have the heart of a lion, then you want to prove everybody wrong. And that's kind of how I live. My wife was asking me about this. I said, I've been an underdog, I've been a Superman, I've been both of them. But I think that I do best when the pressure is on. I do best when they say he won't pull it off. I'm at my best when it seems like life is against me. That's when I'm the most accurate in what God has assigned me to and what physically I'm able to do. So I want to say, and I don't know exactly what I'm supposed to be doing on there, but just kind of threw on here. But I want to say to every man, every woman, boy, and girl, being the underdog sometimes is an asset. Because just as the situation with David and Goliath said, you sent a boy to fight a man. But he was an underdog. But watch this here. God had already prepared him because he was already a king. He was already a Superman in an underdog's body. What am I trying to say? There are some of us that don't look the part. We don't sound the part. But thank God that God has already put a Superman in the underdog's body.
Okay, so this is my question today. So the weakness of both of them was a woman. Okay.
Great.
Well, I'm gonna say this: the weakness of Superman was kryptonite.
Correct.
The weakness of Underdog was purebred. Yeah. So let's use the kryptonite to be a woman, and we're gonna say Superman's weakness, because his weakness was Lois Lane. And so we're going to say that the kryptonite, and this is something that I was sharing with the women last week, that when God created man, he created man to be the protector and the provider of women. And that's one reason why in the Old Testament that we saw that men had so many women, because the makeup of a man is their makeup. So the reason why a lot of women, we fight so hard to keep our spouses or our husbands is because, you know, the makeup of a man, they can't help, they can't help that they see a woman and the woman looks nice, and they look at her. Because at the end of the day, God created the man, and some women said, so God created the man to fail at the beginning. No, he did not. They just cannot help the fact that women are their kryptonite, if that be, if you can.
Well, I mean, and I don't want to get real deep here because I don't want to sound like I'm trying to ball out, no, but God did not ordain marriage from the start. Marriage was instituted when men started to have sexual perversion or desires outside of just replenishing the earth. And that's when he instituted marriage. So man was never created for the one woman.
Right, exactly. Exactly, ladies. See, I was right.
Now, when it was instituted, he says, this is how it's supposed to go now.
Right.
But God doesn't make any mistakes. He don't take anything back. So what was in us to multiply is still there. Exactly. Now we have to get into your covenant laws now that have been put in place, and man will be married and be with one woman. But let's go back to you said something about a woman being man's kryptonite. Can I help you with something? And you all, if you don't know me, you never heard me, I'm just kind of blunt. One of the things about me is that you're going to get what you see. It's not about the sex itself.
Right.
It's more about the intimacy. If I'm with a woman that does not make me feel like I can run through brick walls, if I'm with a woman that taxes me, every move I make, everything that I do is never good enough, and then you meet someone, and you can have platonic relationships with the other gender without it being any motive, but when you meet someone that embodies those things that you don't get where you are,
right,
then eventually you tend to gravitate to that person.
Okay.
And then what happens is your natural urges take over.
Okay.
And that's how you end up committing adultery or committing fornication if you've been in a long time relationship with somebody. But I think that's another lesson.
Right.
Okay?
So okay, let me ask you this. So you're saying to me and to all the women out here that are watching, you're saying that that men want us as women to be our Superman, and if we treat you as such, because she said if we treat you as if you can run through a brick wall, then you guys appreciate the fact that we're letting you be the head. So my question is, do you think that many of us as women tend to be more of a Wonder Woman? And
of course, society. Let's go back to the Great Depression. That's when it all started. When the role of a woman changed, because when the men went out to fight in the war during the Great Depression, then women became the factory workers and the industrial workers and all those things that started to give them or put them in the man's role. And then when this Lib came on the scene, all of that plays a part in things changing to where we are now. I said Sunday, I don't know if anybody saw it, but I told the black women, I said, I'm going to say something you may not like, but lose this cliche or this old adage, I'm a strong black woman. You don't have to be. If you would follow the protocol of letting a man find you, not you finding him. But see, everybody you date is not marriage product. I always remember that.
I found that out the hard way.
That's where we mess up at. We think that everybody we date kiss their lips,
even sleep with,
rub on their booty. I mean, we think that, you know, this is something I got to deal with.
Right.
No, I mean, it's okay to be attracted to someone, go out to eat or whatever. You already know when it is not really something you want.
Right.
But because, watch this, but because we have a heart, we don't want to hurt people's feelings.
Okay. And
so now, I want to make sure you're okay. See, one of the great things that I was good at when I was out there, I wasn't an alcoholic. I never smoked a joint in my life. I was a womanizer. The great thing that I was good at was making each woman feel like they were the first one.
Testify.
They were the one.
Testify, man.
Well, that's how I got you. You know, you thought she was the one. But
I was.
but anyway, but we do that because one thing about a woman is that a woman has to be needed.
That is true.
But it's in you because you were created to be a helpmeet.
Right.
So you come in here with an innate ability or a longing to be needed. That's why come so many women will take on jokers that they know are not any good. He won't work. He's in the justice system. He's just sorry. But you love him because he's needy, and you want to be needed. You'll let him drive a car. You'll give him a car. You'll take care of everything. You do all you can to make sure that he's taken care of, and all you're doing is enabling him. Well, we know that the way our world is now, that men have become lovers of themselves and of God, and lovers of God. So men will do these things because it feels good at the time, and then they get themselves caught up. And like I said, this go a whole lot of ways because I get the legacy.
Right.
We as black men don't leave legacies anymore. When you see Andy's plumbing truck, that's not Andy driving the truck. That's his grandson driving the truck because he's been passed down. I ask many black men, I'm going black men right now, what are you leaving? Don't just be legendary where everybody says, oh yeah, you remember Monk? Oh yeah, I remember Monk. He used to cut hair. He used to do this. He used to do that. That's legendary. But a legacy is when you left something behind that people are still, or your family or those who are attached to you are still living by. But let's go back to Superman and Underdog. I don't want to be a Superman because of the simple fact of it is that Superman's, let's go to the cartoon now, the expectations on him were so great that when he would find himself in a kryptonite situation, it was so damaging as a child to see him actually not winning.
Right.
If you all looked at the Batman versus Superman movie that came out too long ago, Batman, he outplanned Superman.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He told Batman to stay down. I don't want to kill you, but Batman already had planned for the meeting. What I'm trying to say here, if I got to choose to be somebody, let me be Batman.
Okay.
Okay.
That's what Elijah just said he would.
Oh, okay. Well then, okay. I'm not looking for him, but I'm gonna be Batman because Batman, watch this. He strategizes and he plans to be successful.
Right. Right.
Superman just uses pure strength and powers.
Exactly.
But as we know, even those can be thwarted because even when a person is downtown and they get a boot put on their car, people have learned just to leave their car there and put the spur on and keep rolling.
Wow.
So power, being powerful is not always a great thing.
Right.
But being Batman and strategizing and planning for what you want to see happen in your life, for your family, for your siblings, or for whoever. I mean, that's what we're looking for. And an underdog can come and be
that person.
a Batman. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
But see, the underdog can never be a Superman because he lacks the necessary tools.
Right.
You know, when I played ball in college, I've been walking out there on the first day, and every line of the football field, if anybody knows about football, is 5 yards each line, represents 5 yards. There was somebody on each line all the way across the field. The field is 100 by 54. That means that there were 100 and some people out there that came out there as Superman. But there was a great percentage of underdogs out there too.
Wow.
Some looked the part, you know, cannonball shoulders, all the muscles, looked like they come from somewhere. And then you had some that looked like just average guys. Didn't have the physique of a college football player. A guy walks down to me, I'm sitting at the football at the goalpost. He had on some little shorts that were too short. This is in the 80s, so we were real gym shorts then, you know, the little line on the side of him. Comes out, he's short, doesn't look like much. Comes up to me, speaks, I'm a freshman. He tells me his name. He didn't say that he was a sophomore. And what he didn't say is I'm the starting tailback on this team.
Wow.
Didn't look the part.
Wow.
Didn't brag or nothing. But when he put that helmet on, them shoulder pads on, he was all work.
Wow.
So to me, that's an underdog. Because sometimes, watch this here, people will choose people or how they look.
Wow.
How they made up, how articulate they are, because we think that possesses power.
Wow.
But you know what? God can use those who don't look the part. God can use those who don't have the physique, that don't have the power in this, that when they walk in a room, everybody respects it. And so I tell people all the time, I thank God for being the little pit bull dog. I'm made up, I'm all shoulders and arms, ain't got no backside, but when it comes time to do what it's time to do, let's go to work.
Let's go to work. Let's go to work. Let's go to work.
That's the mentality of the underdog. I started out as an underdog, but now I'm a Batman, because now I know how to strategize.
Queen is on our way.
Okay.
So let me ask you this question. For those who are single, this is for the single women. For those who are single, what advice would you give the single women who say, you know what, Apostle Mom, Prophetess Mom, I've been sitting out here waiting. You say to let, I'm supposed to be found, but what am I doing wrong that I haven't been found yet?
Well, understand, it's not finding as if something is lost.
Okay.
When he says a man finds a good woman, finds a good thing, he don't mean that the woman is lost anywhere. He's saying that when that man, watch this, y'all, when the man chooses you, and when I say this, he's going to take care of what he feels like is valuable.
Okay.
When you choose him, then he becomes the most valuable.
Wow.
And then now
oh my God.
you have to compete with him to be the top wanted thing. You understand what I'm saying?
Wow.
Because there are some people, there are some marriages where some people love one more than the other.
Right.
Or vice versa.
Right.
And a marriage has to be built on equality. Now,
agree.
watch this here.
I agree.
Women, listen to me. You do too much.
We do too much.
Go to Ephesians 5th chapter. Go to 1 Corinthians 7th chapter. The man has to do the loving. This is Christ said, I love the church. All he told the woman to do was be submissive.
So, okay, so with that being said, and I know the word, with that being said, why is it that we love y'all?
Because we're taught that in society.
Okay.
We're taught that in society. And when I say this here, you all understand, now we get into filios and agape and eros. We get into those things now.
Right.
But I want us to understand God deals in simplicity. The reason why I come in my study, and there are great theologians out here that probably will can show me more than what I'm saying now, and that's fine. They will come on and explain it even deeper. But in my studying and in doing marriage counseling, the woman was created to be a help meet.
Right. Right.
Catch that?
Right. Right.
Some translations have translated into help mate.
Right. Right. Right.
But it's help meet.
Right.
See, men, our flaws are we're not detailed. Number one.
Okay.
We're not caring.
Okay.
Number two.
Okay.
And we're not flexible.
Wow.
Real mean.
Not caring.
Yeah.
Not detailed.
And not flexible. Real mean. That's why come you hear your older women say, child, he just set his ways.
Gotcha.
And you say the same thing about me. I mean, you know, and I am. I mean, because I'm come from the old way, and I'm set in some of my ways. But what you do, where I can't excel in, you have to help me meet it.
Amen. I think I do a good job.
I gotta do a review. I don't know if your review gonna be good this year. But anyway, let's look at it this way right here. Somebody said this, and I can't remember who it was. I want to give them credit for it. I can't remember who said it. What if marriage license,
like Pastor
Houston, okay, had to be renewed? Pastor Cynthia Houston.
Yep.
I wonder how many of us will renew our licenses with who we're with. I could have, you all know, those who know. Every two years you have to renew that license. Your driver license is every 4 years, right? And on. What if we had to renew our marriage licenses? How many of us would renew it.
Did you renew it?
Because we're on television, yeah, honey. I will renew it. I will renew it. We'll talk about it when we get off here.
Beat up.
But no, listen. That was a profound statement when she said that. Because of the simple fact of it is that how many women have tried to make us be Superman?
Yeah, man.
When we really was a shoe shine boy.
Wow.
That was an underdog undercover.
Wow.
Now watch this, women. Help me. I can't think of the movie it was, but Bobby Brown played in it, where he was had raggedy teeth and was scruffy looking,
I can't
whatever.
Think of it either. Somebody will give it to us.
Somebody give us whatever movie that was. And the lady took him and fixed him up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See, women, that's the help me part. You can fix us up. That's the great part about it. You find a man that'll go to work hard. He might not look the best.
Two can play that game.
Huh?
Thank you, Michelle.
Yeah.
Two can play that game.
Okay. Well, you can find a guy that may not just look like he stepped out of the magazine. That's okay. Especially, I'm ready to help you all. I asked the young lady, came to the barbershop, and she was saying to me that she was lonely, felt like, it's in the room, felt like that she just can't find nobody, this and that, and she's approaching 50 years old. I asked her this question, I said, well, who are you looking for? What kind of man are you looking for? She said, well, I want to be tall, and I like him to be bald headed and have a nice physique, like he athlete or whatever. I said, honey, you too late. You finna be 50 years old. Yeah, they are out there, but they don't come down a dozen. I said, at this stage in life, with us men, we have stomachs and man breasts. I said, what your problem is, you looking for the unicorn. The unicorn will always show up. But if you find a man that has the stomach and the man breast, you can buy the clothes that'll make him look good.
Ooh, you better know it, because this man right here looks good in a suit.
Yeah. I mean, and I got the gut and the man breast. Trust me.
Pretty cute.
But this is the deal. Hey, it is what it is. Because I spent my time trying to be the one with the flat stomach and the arms and all that. I've done all that. But at the time brings about a change. Hear me when I say it. Yeah, gravity comes. Yeah. But with that being said, you all, being an underdog, just to the men who may be on here, being a underdog is not a bad thing. Hear me when I say it. Being an underdog is not a bad thing. Excuse me, y'all, I got a pull call coming in right here. It's live, so I can do this on here. Hey, Miss Lady, how are you?
Okay, so ladies, listen,
good.
Let me tell you something. The one thing that I can truly, honestly say is that at the end of the day, even though he may have men breasts, even though he may have
what you want to talk about?
At the end of the day,
I'm actually not
it's
there.
Not what
it's right for somebody to
like
pick it up from
that
you.
matters to me. It is who he is on the inside. And if we can learn as women to cover what's on the inside, not what's on the outside, because what's on the outside is not even valuable. What's on the inside is what's most valuable.
Okay, well,
when you can have a man that loves you in spite of all of your faults, when you can have a man that can accept that you are flawed, when you can have a man that can look at you in the morning with matter in your eyes and not looking your best, hair all over your head, but yet still love you as if he met you the first day. That is what you value. You don't value the outside, because the outside can be messed up. It can be destroyed. It can be camouflaged. But it's what's on the inside of that individual.
Because you can
that
tie it down, you can wrap it up and make it look good. But like Red Fox said, when he met a woman, so he took her home. He said she started getting out of all her clothes, out of her wig, out of her eyelashes, out of her makeup, and out of her teeth. And she said, you get in the bed? He said, no, I'm getting on the couch because that's where you are. That's what I saw when I first met you. It's all on the couch.
Well, the one thing that I do know is at the end of the day, y'all, even though we tie it down, we tying it down for this one, for the one that we're with. And he's not saying don't do those things.
Oh, no, tie it down. Yeah, tie it down. Make it look presentable.
Yes,
and if he really wants you when you're untied, he'll still take you.
Exactly. Because at the end of the day, ladies, the one thing that we have got to understand and know is that one won't, one will. And so to keep our men, as we say, every time we turn around, every time I turn around, he's looking at somebody else. Well, ask yourself, why is he looking at somebody else? Listen.
Well, let me help you with that. I understand where you're going with that. But we are visual. Men are.
Yes, they are.
We're visual. I mean, women, your desires perk up by touch, pretty much.
Yes.
Men are visual. That's why people get caught in an addiction to pornography, or watching women when they walk or whatever, and you can say, "Ooh, wee, man," because it's visual. So, to the wife, to the girlfriend, to the fiance, which is a glorified girlfriend, make sure you got something to look at. It's okay, because let me tell you, he ain't always looking because she's so fine or look good, but he's looking to compare her with you and say, you know what, I wish my so-and-so would do that. Or maybe she'll look cute in that.
That's why I got red hair.
Stop. But anyway, back to the underdog thing. The great thing that God has done for us is that, and I'm talking to saved and unsaved, the advantage that saved women have, this is what I say this, over unsaved women, is that once you become saved, you can look deeper into the individual and have discernment that he may not have the best job, his credit may not be the best, but there's some things that went on that maybe can be corrected, and you can see that, and so you can know that you can take that person and make some adjustments with him. Because let me help you something, we need you all. Trust me on that. We need you all. When Eve was formed from the rib of Adam, and I know this is going to be a debatable what I'm about to say. Adam kind of got it a little wrong when he said, this is bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. She really just was bone as bone, but because she looked like him, he said, well, she must be flesh of my flesh too. But really and truly, we are connected out of creation. Not out of our physicality, but out of the creation from the creator. So with that being said, it's this right here. I don't care if you're not the best looking. I don't care if you're not the finest. I don't care if you're not the most articulate or meticulous. There is somebody for you. Can I prove it? September, the end of September, they called the opening of the State Fair of Texas.
I knew you were getting ready to go there.
Yeah, man, this is a great test.
I knew you were getting ready to go there.
You all be honest. We see some of the oddest couples at the State Fair of Texas. I tell you all, when that's the test to know if you the starter.
Yeah.
If he don't take you to the State Fair of Texas, you're not the starter. He gonna take the starter to the State Fair of Texas. That's why you see our couples at the State Fair of Texas, because that's the one place everybody can be somebody. Think about it. I weigh 291 pounds. If you saw me walking down the street eating a turkey leg, you'd be saying, he's too fat for that. But at the state fair, I can eat it, lick my fingers, and nobody say nothing.
Nothing.
Because it's the state fair. Everything is accepted. So, what am I trying to say right here? Are we almost through?
We're almost through.
Because I don't like to stay on long as you can stay. Don't mind being an underdog man. Women don't mind having an underdog. Because if you be a sweet Polly purebred,
I am.
He will come to every beck and call.
Yes, he is.
And that's what y'all want. Because women are needy. You were created for that, to be needy. That's why really, you weren't supposed to be working. You're supposed to take care of the house and take care of the children, and that man supposed to make sure you're taken care of. But I told my first wife, long time ago, when she said, can I stop working? I said, yes, you can. Y'all remember when Buckner had all the furniture stores out on Buckner? I said, if we can go on Buckner and get their $2.99 furniture that's about this far off the ground, get a black and white TV with rabbit ears, have 2 or 3 dishes, be willing to eat bologna sandwiches and this way, you don't have to work. But if you want this big La Luge furniture and big TVs and drive the cars and that, get your butt a job. So men, tell her, if she want all that, you got to help meet me. Yes.
Anyway, well, ladies and gentlemen, that has been our broadcast today. And that has been our prayer time today. So we're going to let Apostle close us out with prayer. And we're going to be praying for everybody. Listen, I appreciate that we got a chance to do this together today. We get a chance to be Team Monk ever so often, and not often enough, but let me just say this. I love this dude. He is my rock. He is my best friend. He's really everything that you guys see us out there. People ask the question, are they really like that behind closed doors? And we are. This is my dude right here. I love him. And I wanted to bring him on today so that I wouldn't be talking to the men, that I can actually bring someone in to talk to the men, and that the women can actually hear what men are really looking for at this time. So we're going to let Apostle close us out in prayer, and then we're going to ask that you guys will share this with everybody so that everybody will understand and know what's going on right now as it relates to relationships and marriages. Know that the enemy is out. He is. He's doing his job. But God is greater, and he's greater than anything. He supersedes every situation and every issue. Always know that. So you want to close us out in prayer?
Yeah, I'm going to close you out with me. The soul child said, I love you when your hair turns gray. I love you if you gain a little weight.
That's true.
As long as your love don't change. See, that's a bold statement. He says, I don't care what else you do, but when your love changes, all bets are off. Dear God, right now we thank you for being God. Thank you for the privilege, oh God, of relationships. Thank you, oh God, for the institution of marriage, oh God, that it policed our spirits and our souls. We may do the right things by you as man and woman together. Yes. Ask right now, God, for every marriage, oh God, and relationship that may hear this video, oh God, or even don't hear it, oh God, that they may be able to have a godly hand over their marriage, over their lives, oh God, that they will do the things that are needed, oh God, to not be dysfunctional, oh God, that they will be able to love one another unconditionally, oh God. And we pray, oh God, that somebody, oh God, who may be lonely, oh God, that you will allow the principles to be in place, that a Boaz will see them working, oh God, and begin to want to have a desire for them, oh God.
Yes,
So
God.
we just love you, God, and we thank
Love
you.
you.
And in the name of Jesus, amen.
Amen.
All right, good Pete.
All right, y'all. We love you guys so much, and we'll see you soon. Pray for us. Our anniversary is Saturday.
Adios, amigos.
I love y'all. Bye.
Bye.